In a world that values instant responses and quick results, the simple act of waiting and thinking has become rare. We live in a culture obsessed with speed, fast food, instant messaging, same day delivery. Everything is designed to eliminate waiting. Our devices ping with notifications demanding immediate attention. Our workplaces reward quick responses over thoughtful ones. This rush mentally has seeped into every aspect in our lives in so many ways. We feel pressure to respond to messages instantly, to make decisions quickly, to have immediate opinions on complex issues. And there is a cost to this constant hurry. When we don't give ourselves time to think, we usually make poor decisions. We react from emotion rather than responding with intention, with less time to react or to respond. We miss important details and overlook creative solutions that only emerge with time. And when we create space between a situation and our reaction to it, we it allows for a lot of ways to help us. A pause gives us time to respond rather than to react. We consider more options and think thoroughly through consequences and decisions more thoroughly. And when we slow down conversations, we usually listen more and we respond more thoughtfully. And always consistently reacting to things usually triggers a more of a stress response rather than a thoughtful response. And slowing down whatever we're doing really helps us give us more thought to it overall. And many of the best ideas usually come from moments of quiet reflection or even from boredom, when you're taking a shower or when the power's out, you really just like sit there and think to yourself. And usually it really states that things are impossible when we're always constantly busy or having such deep thoughts. And when we're not rushing to the next thing, we can fully experience the current moment, which is really important, whether if it's hanging out with your family or friends or having thoughts on a project or homework or just reflection on your life in general with how far you've gotten. Reflection is such an important thing to have in life because it reminds you where you came from. No matter what setting, what background, everyone can reflect on their own lives to think about how their life is. So we could actually incorporate more ways of waiting and thinking into our lives. And I actually have some approaches towards this myself. But of course, slowing down isn't always easy. We always face both internal and external pressures to keep up the pace. And internally, we might feel anxiety about falling behind or missing opportunities. We might worry that others might see us as indecisive or even inefficient. Externally, we face real deadlines, expectations from others, jobs, schools, a whole bunch of people as well, and systems designed for speed rather than quality. But there's ways to overcome these challenges. Try to start off small. Try to start off with maybe a low stakes situation for yourself where waiting has minimal consequences. And maybe communicate that process. Let others know that when you're taking time to think, so they can understand you're being deliberate, not as dismissive. Because I know when you try to think about certain questions and you don't answer respondingly, like in a very fast way, people might find that as dismissive rather than being deliberate. And recognize that being faster isn't always better in some cases. True efficiency, in my opinion, usually means getting the right result, not just a quick one. And maybe, who knows, maybe you could look for examples of successful people who are known for their thoughtful or maybe their measured approaches about how they think. And notice and appreciate when taking extra time leads to better decisions or insights. Because when you consciously notice that yourself, it could really make you feel more grateful that you really thought about things. And usually in a world that constantly pushes us to go faster, choosing to wait and think is a powerful act of intention. It's not just about becoming inactive or indecisive. It's about creating the space needed for wisdom to emerge. It's about valuing quality over speed, depth over immediacy. The next time you feel pressured to rush a decision or immediately react to a situation, just remember that you have permission to pause. Like, no one's else is telling you you're not allowed to pause. The only person that can tell you that is yourself. That space between a reaction and a response that's thoughtful is where your power really lies in a conversation or in anything in general, whether if it's a thought. And the power to choose wisely rather than to react just instinctively. And if anything, just look at this. I'm at my base in No Man's Sky as an example, and just walking back to my world, all the different worlds that there are in No Man's Sky, because I know people love speeding up stories, and I really want to appreciate what I have now, whether if it's in this game, the base I have, the new ships I have, the people I have at my base, what I've constructed, what I've explored, on any of that stuff, whether it applies in game or in real life. You just see what you built upon, and from there you reflect, and it inspires you to just keep on going. And don't ever forget to reflect, because if you forget to reflect, how are you ever going to feel that sense of accomplishment, knowing that you've from before have improved in so many ways? And I love to hear your comments. I love to hear your thoughts in the comments. When has taking time to think has led you to a better outcome in your life? And what strategies help you slow down and, like, in today's world of where rushing is usually like top priority? Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is wait and think.